And speaking of Zimbabwe, many tobacco farmers there have seen profits go up in smoke. After a boom in tobacco sales last year, many farmers switched from growing traditional staples like maize to tobacco. But now the price of tobacco has fallen, and many are regretting that decision. Farai Amwakatuya has the story.
Luke Chirasasa has been farming tobacco for more than a decade. Initially, he was happy, but is now singing a different tune. He spent more than $7,000 per hectare last season. The returns fell far short of that.
You'll be surprised, really, that the best I could reap out of a hectare is about $3,000–4,000.
So it was a loss?
Absolute. I couldn't even break even, you know.
He's had to lay off most of his staff and is still saddled with debts. He blames tobacco buyers for deflating the prices.
They have a cartel, I'm sorry to say, where they agree that you cannot exceed $4.99, no matter how good the leaf is. But funny enough, what kind of an auction? I've asked them several times to change that word. It's no longer auction, because the auction, as we know it, it sells to the highest bidder. But if the buyers themselves put their heads together and say, you cannot exceed $4.99, is it still an auction?
I put that question to the industry's regulator.
We feel that the auction system is the fairest way or the most transparent way of selling tobacco. Any other system would be less transparent. Yes, there are bigger buyers than others. Some will tend to obviously dominate, no, not dominate, but tend to be seen to buy more tobacco than others. So perhaps that's what farmers fear, that perhaps one or two buyers are now so big that they, as it were, command or control prices. Yes. But as far as the TIMB is concerned, we don't see any evidence of price fixing as such amongst tobacco buyers.
This is Mr. Chirasasa's grower number. It's the one used to identify his tobacco when he sends it to the auction floors. It certainly won't be appearing there for the foreseeable future. He's locking up and packing up his barns and sheds, as have a number of his counterparts who've realized that the once sweet returns from this golden leaf have now turned sour. Chirasasa is now turning to maize. Despite being the country's staple, it too is a troubled crop.
We've got to assure a market for our farmers at a reasonable price that takes into account all the various factors that we have to deal with, the unique factors that we have to deal with as a country, right? Our cost of inputs in Zimbabwe are extremely high. The cost of financing is extremely high. So it means that per hectare, it costs more to grow a hectare of maize here than it does in Zambia or Malawi or any other country. Okay? So for me to take that risk to do that, I need an assured market.
The Assured Market is the state-owned grain marketing board, but it hasn't paid farmers for deliveries going back 2 years. But it's still the better devil for some. Farai Amwakatuya, CCTV, Karoi, Zimbabwe.